people chase happiness, they chase it like a shadow that always runs away the moment they try to grab it. A new relationship, a new car, a new house, more money, they all promise happiness. And for a moment, maybe you feel it. But then emptiness returns, the smile fades, the heart feels restless again. Why? Because happiness is not the goal. Happiness is fleeting. It comes and goes like the weather. What you truly need is peace. Peace does not depend on what you own, who you are with, or how much applause you receive. Peace is deeper. Peace is a state of being where storms can rage outside, but inside you are calm. Imagine a man who owns everything but has no peace. His nights are filled with anxiety, his mornings with dread. Now imagine a man who owns very little, but his heart is still, his mind is clear, and his soul is light. Which one is richer? Which one is free? This is why Master Shi Heng Yi reminds us, stop chasing happiness, because the more you chase, the more it escapes. Instead, build peace within you. With peace comes stability, clarity, wisdom, and strength. From peace flows true joy, not the shallow happiness that fades, but the deep fulfillment that lasts. Today, we will go through 6 truths, 6 lessons that will show you how to stop chasing happiness and start cultivating peace. If you understand these, your life will never be the same again. Listen carefully. Happiness is not bad. But happiness is not enough. Happiness is like the sunshine on a clear day. You enjoy it, you smile, you feel warm. But as soon as the clouds come, as soon as the night falls, that sunshine is gone. If your life is built on sunshine, you will always be afraid of the dark. And this is why people suffer. They try to hold on to happiness. They think, if I can just get that car, I will be happy. They think, if I can just find the right woman, I will be happy. They think, if I can just make enough money, then life will feel good. And for a moment, yes, it feels good. But then the hunger comes back, the emptiness returns, the car becomes old, the woman is no longer perfect. The money no longer feels enough. Do you see the problem? Happiness is not solid. It is fragile. It is weak. It depends on conditions, and the truth is, life will never give you perfect conditions. You cannot control everything. You cannot make people behave the way you want. You cannot guarantee that tomorrow will look like today. Peace, however, is different. Peace is eternal because peace is not about conditions. Peace is not about sunshine. Peace is about the light inside of you that still shines even when the storm comes. Peace is the ability to remain steady when everything outside is shaking. Think of a mountain. The mountain does not care if the wind is strong, if the rain is heavy, if the sun is burning. The mountain remains the same way. Peace allows you to remain, not because everything is perfect, but because you are rooted. Most people don't realize this until it's too late. They spend their whole life chasing happiness, and then, near the end, they realize they were never at peace. They chased pleasures, but they never found rest. This is why I tell you, happiness without peace is dangerous. It is a trap. Imagine eating sugar every day. It gives you a rush, it makes you feel good, but it destroys your health slowly. Peace, on the other hand, is like water. It does not give you the same rush, but it nourishes you every day. It makes you strong. It keeps you alive. Peace does not mean you never feel sadness. Peace does not mean you never feel pain. Peace means that even when sadness and pain come, you are not broken. You remain whole. You remain yourself. This is why happiness is temporary, but peace is eternal, because happiness belongs to the world. Peace belongs to your soul. And your soul is deeper than the world. The man who has happiness but no peace is always restless. But the man who has peace, even if happiness comes and goes, is free. You must decide which one you will chase. Will you continue to chase temporary highs, or will you build the eternal calm that nothing can take from you? Most men don't realize that their weakness comes not from lack of strength, not from lack of money, not even from lack of love, but from chasing happiness. Yes, the constant pursuit of happiness is what makes a man fragile. When your life is built around happiness, you become addicted to outcomes. You need things to go your way in order to feel good, and the moment they don't, you collapse. Look at yourself honestly. How many times have you said, "If only this happened, I would be happy"? How many times have you placed your peace in someone else's hands? This is why chasing happiness is dangerous, because the world will always test you. Women will test you. Work will test you. Life will throw disappointments at you again and again. And if your stability depends on everything going right, you will live like a leaf in the wind, moved by every small storm. But peace, on the other hand, is independence. Peace means, even if things go wrong, I remain steady. It means, even if I lose her, I remain myself. It means, even if I fail today, I will rise tomorrow. Happiness needs conditions. Peace needs nothing. The world wants you distracted. Society wants you weak. Do you know why there is so much entertainment, so much noise, so much temptation? Because a man who chases happiness will never discover his power. He will be too busy looking for the next thing that excites him. The next drink, the next girl, the next like on social media. And while he's busy chasing, his soul is starving. His spirit is dying, but a man of peace, he is different. He can walk away, he can sit in silence. He does not need the crowd, he does not need the applause, he does not need constant pleasure. And because he does not need, he becomes powerful. When you no longer need happiness to feel alive, you have already won. Think about it. Happiness is like a drug. The more you taste it, the more you want it. And when it leaves, you feel worse than before. Peace is like discipline. At first, it feels hard, it feels boring, but once it becomes part of you, it makes you unshakable. Chasing happiness makes you weak because it makes you dependent. You depend on people to like you. You depend on circumstances to favor you. You depend on results to validate you. But peace makes you strong because it frees you. You don't need validation. You don't need perfection. You don't need life to obey you. You only need your inner balance. Look around. The men who are lost are not lost because they don't have happiness. They are lost because they never found peace. They thought happiness would fill the emptiness, but it never did. That is why they drink. That is why they chase meaningless relationships. That is why they scroll for hours, searching for something that can make them forget themselves. But peace is not about forgetting yourself. Peace is about returning to yourself. Peace is about coming home, and this is the lesson. If you continue to chase happiness, you will always remain weak. But if you choose peace, you will become unstoppable. Because peace is not found outside, it is built inside. The greatest trick society ever played on you was convincing you that happiness is the goal. From childhood, they told you do well in school so you can be happy, get a good job so you can be happy, find a partner so you can be happy. But notice what is happening here. Happiness is always in the future, always after the next achievement, always after the next reward. And so you grow up like a prisoner chasing a carrot that is tied to a stick. You run, you sweat, you sacrifice, but the carrot is always just out of reach. This is the illusion of happiness. It keeps you running but never arriving. because even when you do achieve something, the happiness fades. You buy a new phone, and for 2 days you are excited. Then it becomes normal. You get into a new relationship, and for some weeks it feels magical. But soon the problems appear. You earn more money, and for a short time you feel powerful. But then you adapt, and you want more. Happiness is unstable. It rises and falls like the waves of the ocean. And if you tie your life to it, you will also rise and fall, never steady, never secure. That is why so many men feel empty, even though they have achieved what they thought would make them happy. Because the illusion fades, and they are left with the same restless heart. Peace, however, is different. Peace is not a wave. Peace is the ocean itself. Peace is not excitement. Peace is stability. Peace is not found in the next achievement, but in the way you live today. You see, peace is not waiting for something to happen. Peace is how you handle what is happening. When life disappoints you, happiness disappears instantly, but peace can remain. When someone betrays you, happiness collapses, but peace can protect you. When failure strikes, happiness is gone. But peace gives you strength to rise again. This is the reality of peace. It is not flashy, it is not dramatic, but it is unbreakable. The illusion of happiness makes you chase more and more because it never lasts. But the reality of peace makes you need less and less because it never leaves. Happiness needs conditions to survive. Peace exists without conditions. Think about the strongest men in history. They were not remembered for how happy they were. They were remembered for their calmness, their resilience, their ability to remain centered even in chaos. Happiness is loud, but peace is silent, and it is in silence that you discover who you really are. Ask yourself this: how many times have you sacrificed peace for the sake of temporary happiness? How many times have you stayed in toxic relationships because you wanted the illusion of comfort? How many times have you wasted money on things that gave you excitement but left you empty afterward? This is how the illusion controls you. But once you recognize it, you are free. You no longer need to chase the next thrill. You no longer need to depend on external highs. Instead, you focus on cultivating inner peace. You wake up in the morning and breathe deeply, knowing you need nothing to be complete. You go through your day aware that challenges will come, but confident that your center will hold. This is real freedom. The illusion of happiness enslaves you. The reality of peace liberates you. One is a game you can never win. The other is a state you can always choose. So, you must decide. Will you live your life chasing shadows, or will you build the unshakable foundation of peace? If you want to measure the strength of a man or a woman, do not look at how they celebrate when things are good. Look at how they stand when everything is collapsing. Happiness cannot survive in those moments. Excitement cannot survive. Even love sometimes disappears when storms arrive. But peace is the only force that remains. Peace is like the roots of a great tree. The storm can shake the branches, the winds can tear away the leaves, but if the roots are deep, the tree survives. In the same way, when your life is rooted in peace, you cannot be destroyed. You may bend, but you will not break. Happiness depends on what is happening. If the situation changes, happiness changes. That is why so many people live like puppets. When life gives them pleasure, they smile. When life gives them pain, they collapse. They are slaves to circumstances. But peace does not ask for permission from circumstances. Peace exists even when everything around you is chaotic. Peace says, I may not control the storm, but I control myself. This is why peace outlasts every other emotion. Because it does not need the world to be perfect. It only requires you to remain centered. Imagine standing in the middle of a marketplace where everyone is shouting, running, bargaining, and yet inside you there is silence. Imagine sitting with people who are angry, insulting, testing you. And yet inside you there is calm. This is power. This is why peace is greater than happiness. Peace also gives birth to wisdom. Because when the mind is restless, it cannot see clearly. Think about it. When you are overly excited, you make reckless decisions. When you are angry, you speak words you later regret. When you are fearful, you miss opportunities. But when you are at peace, you see things as they really are. You respond instead of reacting. You choose instead of being controlled. Peace is not weakness. Peace is the highest form of strength. The strongest warriors in history were not the ones who fought with rage. They were the ones who fought with clarity. They knew that anger makes you blind, happiness makes you distracted, and fear makes you small. Only peace keeps you sharp. Only peace makes you unshakable. That is why peace outlasts every emotion, because it carries no dependency. Happiness depends on success. Anger depends on opposition. Fear depends on uncertainty. But peace depends on nothing. It is free, and anything that is free cannot be taken away. Look at your own life. How many times have emotions betrayed you? How many times has excitement led you into regret? How many times has anger destroyed relationships? How many times has fear made you miss your moment? Every emotion burns bright and then dies out. But peace never burns out. It is not fire, it is water. It flows, it nourishes, it adapts, and it remains. And here is the truth. You cannot control what emotions rise in you. Happiness, sadness, anger, they will all come like visitors, but you can control what stays. You can say, I see you, happiness, thank you for the moment. You can say, I see you, anger, I will not act on you. But to peace, you must say, you are my home, you are where I will remain. Once you anchor yourself in peace, life changes completely. Failures do not destroy you, because peace teaches you patience. Success does not blind you, because peace keeps you humble. Relationships do not control you, because peace makes you whole by yourself. Peace is not something you visit. Peace is where you must live, and the one who lives in peace is the one who becomes untouchable. Most people today are trapped. And the prison is not made of walls or chains. The prison is made of desire, the endless chase for happiness. From the moment you wake up, society whispers in your ear, buy this and you will feel joy. Achieve that and you will be complete. Find this person and you will never be lonely again. And so, day after day, people run, but the problem is, the finish line keeps moving. Happiness, when chased, becomes like a shadow. The harder you run toward it, the further it runs away. You think the next paycheck will give it to you. Then the next relationship, then the next achievement. But when you arrive at each one, you feel it slip through your fingers. You realize that it wasn't happiness you were searching for. It was peace all along. Happiness is like sugar. It gives you a rush. It gives you a high, but it doesn't last. And after it fades, you are left even emptier than before. That is why so many men and women keep searching, because the taste of happiness is addictive, but it never satisfies. It promises freedom, but delivers chains. It keeps you chasing, but never arriving. Think about it. How many people do you know who seem happy? On social media, smiling in every picture, showing off their vacations, their relationships, their luxury, and yet when the cameras are off, they feel empty inside. This is the trap. The world sells you happiness because it knows happiness never lasts. If it doesn't last, you will keep buying, keep chasing, keep consuming. And in the process, you will lose yourself. Peace, however, is different. Peace is not loud. Peace doesn't need to be displayed. Peace doesn't need validation. Peace is the quiet assurance that no matter where you are, no matter what you have, no matter who is with you or against you, you are okay. You are complete. You are steady. Happiness is conditional. It needs reasons. It needs circumstances. But peace is unconditional. It is there even when nothing goes your way. It is there when you are sick. It is there when you fail. It is there when you are alone. Peace doesn't abandon you the way happiness does. That's why chasing happiness is a trap, but choosing peace is liberation. Now, understand this. I am not telling you to reject happiness. Happiness is beautiful when it comes naturally. When you laugh with your loved ones, when you accomplish a goal, when life rewards you with joy, embrace it. But don't build your life around it. Don't live as if your worth depends on whether or not you are happy. Because the day life takes it away, you will feel broken. Instead, root yourself in peace. Make peace your foundation. When peace is your foundation, happiness becomes a bonus, not a requirement. You can enjoy happiness when it comes, but you are not destroyed when it goes. You remain whole. This is the wisdom most people never learn. They waste years running after happiness, only to wake up one day and realize they were running in circles. They realize that what they were chasing was never outside, but always inside. You don't need happiness. You need peace, because peace allows you to live without fear of losing. Peace allows you to walk away from toxic people. Peace allows you to rest even when the storm has not ended. Peace allows you to enjoy the small, ordinary, simple moments of life without needing them to be extraordinary. And here is the greatest truth. When you stop chasing happiness and start cultivating peace, happiness will start to visit you naturally. It will come uninvited, it will stay longer, and it will not own you, because you are no longer chasing it like a slave. You are free. Peace is the master key. It ends the endless chase. It closes the prison of desire. It breaks the trap. There comes a moment in every man's and woman's life when they must ask themselves a serious question. Am I truly living, or am I just chasing? If you are chasing happiness, you are not living. You are surviving. You are running from one thing to another, hoping that something out there will finally make you feel complete. But deep down, you know, nothing outside can fill the emptiness inside. This is where the shift must happen. The shift from happiness to peace, because peace is not something you chase, peace is something you create. Peace is a choice, peace is a discipline, and peace is a daily practice. When you choose peace, you are not denying yourself joy. You are simply no longer enslaved by it. You are saying, I will enjoy joy when it comes, but I will not collapse when it leaves. I will not measure my life by temporary highs, but by the depth of my stillness. Think about this. When the storms of life come, when you lose your job, when the relationship falls apart, when people betray you, when health weakens, when everything feels unfair, happiness cannot survive. Happiness vanishes in the storm, but peace can endure. Peace can hold you steady when everything around you is falling apart. This is why the most powerful people in history, the ones who influenced nations, the ones who stood against injustice, the ones who built legacies, they were not obsessed with happiness. They were rooted in peace. Their peace gave them strength. Their peace made them unshakable. Their peace allowed them to act when others were paralyzed by fear. Peace is the foundation of freedom. Without it, you will always be a slave to circumstances. You will only smile when life allows you to smile. You will only rest when life allows you to rest. But with peace, you become untouchable. Life can hit you, but it cannot break you. People can reject you, but they cannot define you. Loss can come, but it cannot destroy you, because you carry your anchor within. And here is a secret. Peace is not found in noise. Peace is found in silence. Peace is not found in running. It is found in stillness. Peace is not found in the crowd. It is found when you sit with yourself. This is why so many people fear silence. They fear being alone, because in silence they meet themselves. And when you have lived your life chasing happiness, meeting yourself feels uncomfortable. But when you begin to build peace, silence becomes your strength. So, how do you begin? You begin by slowing down. You begin by saying no to unnecessary battles. You begin by detaching from the opinions of others. You begin by practicing gratitude not for what you hope to get tomorrow, but for what you already have today. You begin by letting go of the need to prove, the need to impress, the need to constantly show your worth. Peace is not a reward at the end of life. It is a choice in the middle of life. And once you choose it, you begin to see everything differently. What used to irritate you no longer controls you. What used to break you no longer defines you. What used to drain you no longer matters. The world wants you to chase happiness because chasing keeps you distracted. Chasing keeps you weak. Chasing keeps you under control. But when you stop chasing and start living in peace, you become dangerous, because nothing outside can control you anymore. You are free, so let this be your shift. Stop saying, "I just want to be happy." Start saying, "I want to be at peace." Because once you have peace, happiness will no longer be your master. It will become your guest, and you will finally be able to live not as a prisoner of desire, but as a master of yourself. Peace is the ultimate success. Peace is the real wealth. Peace is the only thing that cannot be taken away from you. And once you have it, you will never need to chase again.